Monday's Kurdish referendum in Iraq raised questions about what the independence vote will mean for the future of Iraq and its dynamics with other nations, a concern that, of course, Israel knows all too well. For more, we're joined by correspondent Tal Heinrich in studio. First of all, what do you make of the Kurdish referendum on this day to try to seek independence?
Well, there's one thing, and here I would like to draw a parallel between the Israeli scenario of the newborn Israeli state and the Kurdish scenario. The Kurds are quite convinced that once they are independent, although right now many countries in the West are opposing the referendum itself, not the idea maybe of a Kurdish state, they believe that once they are independent and September 26th, the sun will rise on northern Iraq, then the United States and many other countries will just look at them differently. And I think that if we look back at the Israeli scenario of the newborn Jewish state, this is somewhat true. Because back in 1948, when the State of Israel was declared by Ben-Gurion, many countries also opposed the idea or the declaration of independence in Israel. Also, some say, according to certain accounts, the United States. Some say that President Harry Truman was somewhat reluctant to recognize the Jewish state, and if it wasn't for certain advisors, then telling him that he wouldn't be reelected unless he does so, then he wouldn't have done so.
Well, Tal, this is still a long way away from a Kurdish state. When the results come out, it's expected to be a very strong majority, yes, and it's expected that it'll be used as a mandate for some kind of negotiations with the neighboring countries. How likely is it that those negotiations are going to go favorably?
It will take time, that's for sure. And this is something also that the United States would have wanted to see. The U.S. administration, of course, they wanted to call off the Kurdish leaders to call off this referendum and take a more gradual process leading to an eventual Kurdish state. The U.S. administration wanted to see dialogue with the central government in Baghdad, in Iraq, and also we are aware of other Kurdish separatist aspirations in other locations across the region, like Iran, like Turkey. So it has to be a more comprehensive dialogue, I guess, in order to lead to an eventual Kurdish state, because otherwise, and I'll go back to the Israeli example, a day after the declaration of the State of Israel, a war erupted with neighboring states. And this is a scenario that the Kurds don't want to see there.